Walking up the Balkan Mountains, just above a small village called Sveti Vlas, which sits nestling at the easternmost point of the Balkan Mountains on the Black Sea. And we're going up what they call here in Bulgaria an eco path. And this path has depictions from the Bible all the way up, these lovely icons here of the life of Jesus. So we're going to go up the mountain and see what we can see at the top. We've had a lot of rain recently, but this path remains relatively easy to walk on. It's quite rocky and not at all muddy underfoot. And these beautiful icons, these little shrines which depict the life of Jesus as taken from the New Testament, quotes from the New Testament. And there's a beautiful iris there, a lovely sort of purple looking iris there. So we continue up the mountain. You can just see through the trees there a little bit the bay with Sunny Beach, very popular tourist destination, in the background, and Sveti Vlas in the foreground, but I'll show you a better view a little bit further up. As we slowly ascend the hill in the Balkan Mountains, you can see more of this nice little village of Sveti Vlas, which means Saint Vlas. Sveti means saint. And then in the distance there, and that curve on the bay, you can see Sunny Beach, very popular tourist destination, particularly guests from Western Europe, the UK and Ireland. And then beyond that you can see the Strandzha Hills, Strandzha, another national reserve, national park further south towards the Turkish border, and the agricultural plains in between. And then over there there's a peninsula which is Nessebar, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Very beautiful. I'll do a little video on that one day. So now we continue on the path. So still going up, a few hundred meters up, and many dozens of these very nice icons depicting scenes from the Bible, and that's what looks like the Good Samaritan. You can see the Samaritan has stopped. Somebody else has obviously passed the man who was attacked by robbers by, and the Samaritan stopped and helped him. So that's a lovely story of human empathy and compassion. Vegetation up the mountain is predominantly formed of beech and oak trees, other species intermittently. It's a lovely, quiet, moody, overcast day. Not quite melancholic, but just sort of lovely and moody, and the clouds and the impending heat of summer just around the corner. It's a rather nice prerequisite to it all. This is a plant called King's Spear. King's Spear. It has a lovely yellow flower because it flowered in March, and here we are early May, and you can see it's fruiting. It looks rather like little tiny cherry tomatoes. It's got a lovely yellow flower when it does flower. King's Spear. Right, onwards. And there is a King's Spear. See the flowers are very beautiful, sort of almost, I guess, in orchid-like curls in those stamens, perhaps. And you can see the fruit coming through there after the flowers have been pollinated. King's Spear. Lovely lush green valley. So this is early May on the Black Sea coast in Bulgaria, and you can see the trees are in full leaf. And that's a gorgeous valley, and we're going to be going around that valley on our way back. So on the top, on the lip of that hill, we'll come round back down, so you can just see the sea, the Black Sea through the trees there, back down to Sveti Vlas. And this it's called a morning glory. Oh gosh. So sort of a perennial plant, and it's in the same family as bindweed. So if you're an allotment holder or a gardener, you'll know all about bindweed. And this one is known as morning glory here in the foothills of the Balkan Mountains. Lovely. Another beautiful little perennial plant growing here. This is known as a mullein. I think this is a wavy leaf mullein, but I stand to be corrected. And you can see it comes out of there, down there. Those are very lush looking leaves there, and this very delicate, beautiful yellow flower. And it's typical for this part of Europe, southeastern Europe. Also grows in North Africa, all around the Mediterranean. Even though we're a little away from the Mediterranean, we're still considered Mediterranean climate here in Bulgaria. And this will grow up to about 4.5 feet high, so it's got a bit of a way to go. It's about 2 feet at the moment. Rather pretty. Right, we continue on the path upwards. And the vegetation is now starting to give way to these little open meadows. We have a glorious view down towards Nessebar, sunny beach and Sveti Vlas. And the stranger in the distance, heading down towards Turkey. Beautiful. So we've got a little way to go before at the top. So we're now reaching the top, or I suppose the saddle of this part of the Balkan Mountains, the most eastern part. Balkan Mountains towards the west are much higher, of course. And the highest point in Bulgaria is Musala, which is just under 3,000 meters. We're about 350 meters here above sea level, above the Black Sea. And we're coming up to a billboard which displays the map where we've just come from. You can see here green and blues and red the eco pass. That's Sveti Vlas village, and we came up here and we're going to go follow this red route around back down into the village again. And here are some of the species, including wild boar and interesting reptiles and raptors. It's a really lovely part of Bulgaria.